What if the expiration date on your milk carton wasn't just a guess? What if it was a live feed, updating in real time? Well, today we're diving into how AI is making that happen and how it could pretty much end food waste as we know it. You know the scene. We've all been there, right? You're staring into the fridge, holding a carton of milk, and you ask that universal question. Is this really bad, or is this date just, a suggestion? That single moment of uncertainty, that little sniff test, it has some absolutely massive consequences. Now, take that moment of doubt and multiply it by, well, everyone on the planet. Our reliance on those simple printed dates, it adds up to a staggering 1.05 billion tons of food getting thrown out every single year. That is a mountain of perfectly good food just gone. So yeah, those best before dates are really at the heart of our huge food waste problem. And it's not just about the food. It's causing massive economic and environmental damage too. It's become super clear that we need a much smarter system, something that goes way beyond a simple date stamped on a package. See, here's the fundamental flaw in the whole system. Those dates are a static guess, made in a perfect, sterile lab. They just can't account for the chaos of the real world. Think about it. A delivery truck gets stuck in a summer heat wave, or a pallet of yogurt gets left on a sunny loading dock for an hour. The date on the package stays the same, but the food's actual shelf life, that's changed, big time. So you might be wondering, how do companies even come up with these dates in the first place? Well, the traditional method involves lab analysis, and let me tell you, it's a process that is painfully slow, incredibly expensive, and, kind of ironically, really, really wasteful. I mean, just look at the difference here. The old way, on the left, it's slow, it's manual, and it's destructive. You literally have to waste the food just to test it. But the AI approach, over on the right, is the complete opposite. It's instant, it's automated, you don't destroy the sample, and best of all, it can adapt to the real world in real time. It's not just an improvement, it's a total game changer. And that brings us to this new AI-powered solution. The easiest way to think about it is that we're giving technology its own superhuman senses. We're talking about a sense of smell and a sense of sight that can perceive food freshness all the way down to the molecular level. So what is the AI actually doing here? Well, imagine it's like a super detective. It's analyzing all the clues it gets from these advanced sensors, sifting through mountains of data to spot these really subtle powders of spoilage that our own eyes and noses would totally miss. It basically lets us predict the crime of spoiled food way before it ever happens. So how does this tech actually work under the hood? It's basically a two-step dance, moving from the sensors that gather the info to the AI that makes the prediction. Let's break down the steps. Okay, so step one is all about the data. Think of everything that could possibly affect freshness. Temperature, humidity, even the invisible gases that food lets off as it ages. We have these amazing sensors, like electronic noses that can smell chemical changes, or special cameras that see light we can't. They're constantly monitoring everything, gathering this huge, detailed digital fingerprint of the food's exact condition, right now. And then, in step two, all that data gets fed into the AI's brain. Now, this could be a relatively simple model or a really complex one that kind of mimics the human brain. But either way, the goal is the same. Analyze all that sensor data, find the hidden connections, and make a super precise prediction about exactly when that specific apple is going to go bad. Now, this isn't science fiction. This stuff is already being used to create smarter shelves in stores. So let's take a quick walk through the supermarket and see how this works in practice. First up, the produce aisle. For fruits and veggies, AI can use a technique that basically analyzes how light interacts with the fruit to, well, see inside it. This way, it can detect these tiny shifts in sugar and acid levels, predicting not just the perfect moment of ripeness, but the exact point when decay is about to start. Now, let's head over to the meat counter. For meat and poultry, those AI-powered electronic noses can essentially smell the future. They can detect the very specific gases that are released at the very beginning of spoilage, long before our own noses would have any clue that something is off. And of course, dairy, which is notoriously perishable. This is where AI offers a huge advantage. By constantly tracking things like microbial growth and changes in the pH, it can give a dynamic, real-time estimate of the actual remaining shelf life. It's not just some static date that was printed on the carton weeks ago. All of this points to a future with way, way less waste, which is amazing. But what's really standing in the way of having this kind of AI in every single kitchen? Of course, it's not a simple plug-and-play solution, at least not yet. Researchers are still tackling some pretty big puzzles. Like, how do we get enough good, clean data to properly train the AI? How do we build a model that works for both an apple and a piece of cheese? And how do we make all this powerful computing energy efficient? So yeah, the challenges are real, but the potential is just transformative. So let's end on this thought. Imagine your fridge not just sending you an alert that you're out of milk, but telling you that the milk you already have is perfectly good for exactly 3 more days. That's not just a smarter kitchen. That's a smarter, less wasteful world. And that's the future that AI is busy building right now.